Good morning, HPC. Welcome to our bank holiday, our VED bank holiday, and our next in the series of rambles from Andrew Wilson's book, Incomparable. And it's this that God is holy. God is holy. He is set apart. His holiness is a description of everything that makes him different from the rest of creation and everything that should inspire in us adoration, awe, and dread. I love how Wilson points out both here and here in Isaiah chapter 6 and in Revelation chapter 4 that the angels, the angelic beings that surround the throne of God, go on and on and on about his holiness. To them, that is the most awe-inspiring thing, that he is holy, that he is other, that he is different from us. The idea of that repeated phrase, holy, 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 uh, underlines the magnitude of his holiness. And as they do it, they are covering themselves, shielding themselves from God's holiness. So with 6 sets of wings, one set they fly, one set they shield their eyes, one set they cover their feet from the sheer holiness of God. It's quite a thought, isn't it? If that's how an angelic being responds to God, how should you and I respond to him? Wilson uses the little bit of text we have from Isaiah chapter 6 to draw out some of the ways in which God is holy, God is separate, different, other than we are. And he begins by pointing out that God doesn't die. Isaiah's vision comes in the year that King Uzziah died. Now, King Uzziah had ruled over God's people in a time of really surprising prosperity, but he himself had not honored and recognized God's holiness. In fact, he barged into the temple, convinced of his right to burn incense on the altar. And the priest had gone, no, no, please don't do that. Please don't do that. That's not your job. We, the priests, have been set apart to serve this holy God. And the king had gone, well, I'm the king. I'm going to do what I like. And no sooner had he approached the altar than leprosy broke out all over him. And he spent the last 10 years of his life sort of living in self-imposed exile within his palace. So the contrast between the seriousness of God's holiness and the death of King Uzziah is set up for us right at the beginning. But it reminds us as well that God doesn't depend on anyone or anything else. We need outside things to live, don't we? We need food and water and I would say the love of other people and somewhere to live and oxygen. All of those things are contingent on our life carrying on. God, he doesn't. He doesn't die. He has no end. He has no beginning. And he needs nothing else. He has life within himself. There's nothing else that he depends on to live. Another area that Isaiah chapter 6 shows us how different God is from us is it says God rules everything from a chair. Now, I think this is a really helpful insight, but if you want something doing in my house, you're unlikely to achieve it from a chair. The children can't be put to bed from the comfort of the sofa. The dinner can't be taken out of the oven from the comfort of a sofa. The dirty clothes can't be put in the washing machine from the comfort of a sofa. Even turning a light on means getting up out of a chair and doing something. Wilson says when he has something to do, often he gets increasingly frenetic and rushes around. When God is ruling over all of creation, sustaining the stars and the sparrows, he does it from a chair. Hebrews says, by his powerful word. That's how different, how holy, how other God is. He is in charge, and I'm not. The last thing that Wilson draws out is how burningly unapproachable God is to those who are holy. I've already mentioned how the angelic beings respond to the holiness of God, but it's striking how Isaiah responds. He's shown this vision of God. God reveals himself to Isaiah, and Isaiah's response, I'm lost. Woe is me, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I have dared to look on the holy God. It is no small thing to say that God is holy. And how wonderful, in the light of the holiness of God, that we are invited to approach the throne of grace with confidence because of what Jesus had done. Praise him.